And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Group A of the Masters Coliseum 8 of day number 1. We have the final series here before us. Astrea was just come back, Papi, come back. Astrea is, of course, busy draining his disruptors as we are getting ready here for our final best of 3. It's going to be a best of 3 between Cure and Astrea. TvPs before us, vetoes are done, and we have our picks and bans. We have our map order. It is going to be Ultra Love coming in first, followed by Ley Lines, and game 3 is going to be on Amygdala. We have our 3 maps here. Some of the more larger and unorthodox maps were vetoed. Maps like Neon Violet Square, King's Cove, Abyssal Reef, Frostline. So all the big maps were gotten rid of. And likewise, more unorthodox maps as well in El Dorado. So we have the smaller, more standard maps before us, ahead of us. Here we go. And we'll see which of our players can thrive here. Astrea, he was able to pop off previously against Shin, having a very strong performance. Likewise, Astrea, we've seen him time and time again take down Björn week after week after week in online Open Cups, whether it's the Biggest War Monday, whether it's events like the Wardy TV Monday as well, and even events like our own, like the Tenacious Turtle Tussle and the Sparkling Tunic Cup as well. Astrea has been on fire over the past couple of weeks. So again, you should be quite familiar with at least his PvT as of late, especially if you've been watching this channel. And we'll see how he compares to Cure. I mean, with Astrea's recent dominant reign over Björn, I would assume that Cure is definitely within range, definitely within the realm of possibility for Astrea to bring down as well, but we'll see. We shall see. Cure is a bit of a different beast, and I would say that Cure has, in a way, much more solid PvT or TvP than Björn. Cure, he was known for having the best TvP in the world for quite some time before the rise of Clem, of course. So not too long ago, but a couple of years ago, Cure did hold that mantle for good reason. For good reason here. So we'll see if Cure can get his first win on the board as we are jumping into game number 1. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Cure for Team Liquid. And in the top right, we have Astrea, the American Protoss. Let's go. Let us go. Also, shout out to Kuro, by the way, because in the middle of the broadcast, oh my goodness, we have like a beautiful sponsor. Let's go. Is that like is it the May bot from Overwatch? What is going on? Look, it's Dragon Ball. Got a new custom background just for this broadcast, just for Masters Coliseum. Let's go. We're going full world tournament. Time to go Super Saiyan. As we have Curious sneaking out across the map, going for the eBay block here at the natural. Nicely done. Also, before I forget, my apologies. You know what time it is? Oh, as the SCB goes down, but it is Gamba time. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as predictions are open. Also, a big shout to Rowdy. Big shout to Rowdy for resubscribing for 16 months. Over a year of support. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Thank you so much for the support. And welcome to the final series of Masters Coliseum, day 1 of Group A. Here we go. This is where we do end the night. But now we're settling in. We did have Cure initially go for the eBay block. What does that mean? That means that the CC is going to be delayed for Cure. He's going for a Rax into Factory instead, into a more delayed Command Center. With this, he can go into Reactored Reaper Hellion and go into Reactored Hellion Reaper instead. We'll keep an eye on the add-on tier of Cure to see how he does open up. Back at home, Astrea, calming things down, was able to get a kill on the SCV ahead of time, was able to delay and shut down that eBay, thankfully without too much issue, and Astrea can settle in as well. His expansion is delayed, that is true, but not as long as it could have been. Ooh, and Astrea responding with a proxy gateway. Let's go. I mean, okay. So first things first. Astrea, he knows that the CC is going to be delayed, but I'm sure he's hoping the CC is on the low ground. I don't think Astrea knows that the CC is being thrown down in the main instead, which is going to be far safer and much more secure. Which means Astrea won't be able to apply pressure, won't be able to delay. He's hoping he can, but he won't be able to, as the gateway has been proxied. Hellion gets spotted, Probe Scout comes in, and Astrea he confirms. He confirms that the expansion is missing. There is no CC on the low ground. So a very safe response here by Cure. Is going to be zoned back. And Astrea, with the help of that Shade, should get eyes on the setup. Gets eyes on the add-ons. And won't get much more done yet. Meanwhile, behind this, we have 2 more gates on the way, so it's going to be a 3-gate blink setup here. I'm assuming it's blink, but we'll see. 2 gateways across the map, 1 gateway across the map, 2 back at home. Twilight Council is on the way, should be working towards blink into a 3rd. As Astrea does reinforce across the map, making use of that pylon. Gets eyes on the Marines, Stalkers, they dip in, and they can focus on some of these Marines. Oh, they soften them up. 1 Marine does fall, he gets 1. Oh my god, he gets 1, he gets 2. Takes a lot of hull damage, has to back off. Likewise, oh, very quick warp in here out of Astrea. Warps in just in time. So quick reactions, does deny the Hellion run by. So far, Astrea, he's keeping up, he's holding on, very impressive. Behind this, as we did mention before, blink is indeed on the way. Robo as well. Astrea, he does shut down the initial Hellion. He spots the medevac drop as well. Very nicely done. As Kira moves out, remember these are vanilla Marines, but the medevac takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. And the Marines are shut down. Very nice cleanup here by Astrea. He gains map control. Shuts down the drop. Back at home, Kira goes for an add-on swap. He's going into tank Banshee production. This looks almost like a 2-base all-in. Regardless, going to be very committed on 2 bases. Very committed. Banshee plus tank plus bio production as well. Kira does dip into the main. But Astrea, he responds in time. Stalker taking a lot of damage, but Astrea, he holds his own. Ooh, nice snipe there on the medevac. Likewise, they're kiting here, but Astrea, he will lose 1 of his sentries. Oh, the Stalker! Oh, no, we'll lose the Stalker as well. Bit of miscontrol there by Astrea. A little bit. So Kira just getting as much value as he can. That was still a better trade for Astrea, though. Astrea, he lost 1 Stalker and 1 sentry against a drop full of Marines. So better trade for Astrea. Behind this, taking up into a bay and towards Colossus production. Meanwhile, Kira is still committed on 2 bases. He's building up Marines, building up tanks, building up his Banshees, getting ready for his eventual push. And we'll see what he can get done. For now, he's stuck at home. He's stuck, he's contained. What I will say is that it looks like Astrea's 3rd base is delayed. Yeah, it is delayed in favor of the Robo, in favor of Immortal production. Banshee moves out, gets across the map. Remember, this is a cloakless Banshee, I believe. No upgrades on it. Just a vanilla Banshee. Yeah. No upgrades. Does hit the natural. Gets 1. Gets 2 probes. Forces a recall. Getting up to 3 worker kills. Very nice damage dealt here by Cure. Very nice damage. Astrea poking in. Baits out the mine shot. Very nicely done. So let's poke forward again, just shaving off whatever units he can. Good value. And this time he keeps up with the Banshee. 1 more probe does fall. But Astrea, he's holding his own. Ooh. Nice snipe there onto that Banshee. But yeah, that's crazy. So we were looking at the series score, the history between Astrea and Cure earlier, and I assumed that maybe it was a graphical error or something, but I just double checked. Cure and Astrea, this is the first time they're playing in 2024. They have not played at all this year. At all, just period. No games played in 2024. That's crazy. That's insane. We're nearing the end of the year, just barely here in December, and they are facing off for the first time. Again, I guess they've just been missing each other in KSLs and in these open cups. I mean, Cure doesn't really play in many open cups to begin with. Fair. Cure rotates. He's committed here on 2 bases. 3rd CC's on the way. Astrea trying to slow this down. So far, he's keeping up. Tanks lay siege. Ooh, within range. Tank blow is going off in the Stalkers. And Astrea's just trying to buy time. Nice force field. Picks off 1 Marauder for a Stalker. Gets 1 Marauder. 2nd Colossus has arrived. Reinforcements on the way for Cure. Astrea getting ready here for a Zealot counterattack. As he takes down another Stalker. That's banana. That's crazy. It is. It is. As Astrea just trying to catch reinforcements. Alas, there's plenty here to defend. Cure, he does hold on. We'll lose 4 SCVs though, and you can see Astrea rotating his entire army. And Cure, he does miss his rotation. This is a risky maneuver here by Astrea, but he does come in from behind. Bypasses the main army. And do we go for a base trade? Yeah, Curie's committing. We're going for the base. Oh, let's go. We're going for the base trade. Astrea dives into the natural. Force fields the ramp. Third base is denied. And all these SCVs will fall at the same time, though. Curie just stims into the natural, and he does deny that disruptor. Archer's pylon goes down. Disruptor will not pop out. Here, he should be going into the main from here. And he can camp the production. Likewise, Astrea, he's stuck here at the natural. He recalls back home. Does go for the recall. Tanks are exposed. And can Astrea break out? I mean, the tanks, again, there's not really much to support them. Astrea did leave 1 Colossus across the map. Marines do rotate back around. And here we go. Astrea comes in with his round. He blinks in. We'll take down 2 of those tanks. Nice juggling here with the Colossus. And Astrea, he will clean this up. Takes down every single tank. The bio as well. 1 medevac escapes. Meanwhile, across the map, looks like Colossus did fall. So nice pick up. Nice pick up from Cure. Does kill 1 Colossus. But he's stuck on 1 base. Like Cure, his economy is non-existent. It's down to 27 SCVs, 1 base economy. And Astrea, he has 3 Nexi. He has 3 bases. May have lost his natural, but his base count is still looking quite healthy. His probe count as well. And Cure's in trouble. Cure's in a lot of trouble here. Again, they're just pointing out that 1 Colossus that was left across the map that did fall. That we did mention. And Cure's on the timer. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for Cure. DTs are coming in as well. No, the DTs. There's no scans. He just muled. He just scanned across the map. Pushing in towards a 3rd. Astrea pulls away. And workers are going. I mean, Cure was already all in. He was already all in. Now even more so. He does take down the expansion, but that doesn't matter. The reality is here that Astrea, he still has the greater economy. Cure, he's down to 13 SCVs, less than a 1 base economy for Cure. Ay, ay, ay. And all Astrea has to do is survive. Just survive, Papi. That's the win condition for Astrea. Just live. Cure, he's turning back around, rotating with his main army. Scan takes down 1 DT. There's still 1 left. Natural base is burning. Now you can see Cure rotating over towards left-hand side. Now, what's important here, the army supply. The army supplies are comparable. Right, at least right now. Right now, the army supplies are quite comparable, which means Cure can win a fight. He can win a fight, but that's all he has. Just 1 big fight. That's all that Cure has available to him. Astrea, he spots the army. He responds. Oof. Takes down a Marine. Gets a Widow Mine as well. The Lib goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Cure just getting picked apart, bleeding out Medivacs. Liberators. GG gets called, and Astrea will take game number 1. Whew. Let's go. I'm telling you, Papi. He's been on fire recently. For those that are curious about the rise of Astrea, something that I should have brought up previously, it isn't just that Astrea has been improving and has been getting better and better results. I was referring earlier how Astrea has been having his way with Bjorn, for example, week after week after week in these online tournaments like Pigasaur Mondays or Woody TV Mondays or KSLs. But it isn't just Astrea, it's Astrea and Trigger. Astrea and Trigger, they both have been improving, and a lot of this is in the aftermath of EWC. And if you are not in the know, if you don't know what happened leading into EWC, Astrea, Trigger, Clem as well, alongside Future, they were all living in Korea. They were all in Korea a couple of months ago. In the lead up to EWC, they were all training, all practicing together, all improving. That obviously led into Clem becoming the world champion. And Astrea was also competing in EWC. It wasn't as successful, but especially round robin matches as well. We'll get there. As it looks like we have our first game. Sorry, our second game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Cure for Team Liquid. And in the top right, we have Astrea, the American Protoss, leading the series 1-0. One more game is all he needs. Whew, let's go. Now, you know what I would love to see? Because they're showing the aura, like the Super Saiyan aura, when a player wins a game. If they win multiple games in a tournament, in a night, I should say, in the same night, I would love to have them, like, update that and, like, either increase the aura or, like, add lightning, right? And then you add, like, the hedgehog hair. Like, you go full Super Saiyan 3. You go further beyond, mate. Let's go. Or they could go more modern, true, right? They can change the aura to blue and then white for Ultra Instinct, true. They can have fun with it. They can have fun with it. They can have fun with it, man. I'm looking at you, SCBoy. I'm looking at you. And so now we're calming things down. We do have our openers. This time, Cure does not move out with his SCV. This time, there is no eBay block, and we only have one gas in the main. What does that mean? That means Rax expand economic opener out of Cure. It is going to be an economic opener. That means they got a Zenkai boost. To get a Zenkai boost, you have to lose. That's the opposite. That's the opposite, papi. You have to lose to get a Zenkai boost. Which I guess would be applicable to Shin and Cure. I mean, assuming. We'll see, we'll see. I mean, we're still mid-series. Still mid-series. So now, we do have Akira getting a CC on location. As we mentioned, again, economic open out of Akira this time, so we're going to be calming things down, and the early game isn't going to be as aggressive or as intense. We settle in. Clem got the Zenkai boost over the previous 3 years. No, he was in that water tank for 3 years back. Oh no. He finally came out. Let's go. What's it called? A healing chamber? You know what I mean. As of now, Cure getting into his... Oh, interesting. So, Cure, he goes for a second Rax before the starports. This is a 2-1-1 variation. Very interesting. So, with this, Cure is going to be prioritizing bio production. He's getting into further Marines, going in towards faster stim, I believe. We should be seeing a Tech Lab into faster stim instead. This is a little bit more unorthodox. More of an unorthodox build here from Cure. 2-1-1s are not unheard of in this matchup. They were very trendy last year by some of the Korean Terran players like Maru, Maru and Byun. That eventually did kind of lead into Clem and some of the other Terran players embracing it as well. But that only lasted like a month or two before it was phased out once again. Assuming that we get that Tech Lab. Yeah, there we go. Stim is on the way. Stim is on the way. Cure going to be starting things off with a Widowmine drop first, followed by the Bio push. As is that third Rax now being thrown down. So we have our 3-1-1 setup. Here comes that Mine drop, and the Bio army is amassing. Hallucination Scout will confirm that the second Rax is already done, and the Stim is already on the way. So Astrea now knows that there's going to be a Stim timing after the Mine drop. Astrea is now aware. He responds with a Robo. Ideally, Astrea wants a Colossus as quickly as possible to deal with that Bio move out. Back to tank. Yeah, sure, close enough. I think that's what it's called in Star Wars, right? I think. Yes, close enough. As the Mind Drill comes in, does the Night Mining here at the natural. One shot goes off. There's still one left. Oh, no blink. Wait, is blink done? I think it is. Ooh. Nice retarding there. Takes down the Sentry. So a bit of miscontrol there by Astrea. The Sentry's quite valuable, especially when it comes to Hallucination Scouts. So it does get shut down. Astrea now resaturating that natural. Hallucination does confirm the 3-1-1 setup. Does get eyes on all the bio. And it's going to be on Astrea to slow down the push. Likewise, Cure did save one of his Widowmines. Did save it. Is poised to dive back in. Ooh, and Astrea, instead of going for the Bay, he's going into charge and DTs. A much more aggressive response here. Now, mass charge, though, can shut down a bio army like this, but Astrea needs time for Warpins. He needs time for extra Warpins here. as he's dancing with the army, trying to pick off those marauders. Oh, the marauders are getting low. Are getting low, but they survive. As Astrea, he backs off. Immortal production has begun. Again, there's going to be a very clutch defense here from Astrea. We'll see if he can pull this off. See if he can survive. So he does spot the move out. Nice control. Charge is now more than halfway done. More warp-ins are coming in. The Observer does have eyes on the move out as well. So Astrea, he knows he's safe, and Curie goes for a third CC on location. So not a 2-base all in, he's expanding. Waiting for his reinforcements to arrive. And does Astrea have any sentries? Does he have any? Okay, he does. He does have force fields. Curie scans ahead of time. Widowmine goes down. Nice clean up there by Astrea. As the drop does distract. Astrea keeping up with the main army. Where the force fields? Up! He steps in! Does go for the sim. Decent force fields. Does lock down the army. Whew. Good chunk of Marines do fall. But those were the only force fields for Astrea. But now he's up to 2 Immortals, and he's fine. Yeah, he should be able to hold his own. Shields are triggered. DT counterattack on the way. Dark Shrine is done. Astrea morphing in 3 DTs. The Templar, they're going to be waddling in. And Cure, does he respond in time? He does have an army back at home, but does he have a scan? Oh, he does. He has 1 scan. Soon to be 2. So scans are going to be available. DTs, they spread out in between the bases. Cure, he doesn't notice. He's focusing on his push. The army gets spotted. And Astrea, he does pull the trigger. Yeah, DTs in every single mineral line. Does engage with the main army. Does have force fields. Speaking of, going for the Guardian Shield. Keeping up. That's going to be 10 SCVs going down. Cure getting pulled apart. Oh my god. There's our first scan. 11 SCV kills. There's still another DT in the main. And it will force out another scan. 12 SCVs. Cure falling far behind in the economy is down 20 workers. And the DT harass continues. Is there another scan? Oh, they're checking. They're checking for a scan. There's no scan! Currently, there is no scan. He needs a couple more seconds. But thankfully, the turret is on the way. There we go. There's that final scan. More DTs waddling in. Now, the big thing that Astrea is missing right now is splash damage. Whether it's Storm, Colossus, or Disruptors, that is something that he is lacking. We have the first Colossus on the way, but it's just going to be 1. Like, without critical mass or a greater number, a greater army of Colossus, it's going to be difficult fighting head-on here. But he is building up. Army sims in. Decent concave here from Astrea. He's holding his own. Linking forward, shaving off some Marines. At the same time, Cure going for a double drop in towards that natural. Is spotted by the pylon. Is spotted by the pylon. Double drop commits into the natural. Goes to the mineral line. Gets 6 probe kills. Gets up to 8 probes, not bad. Ooh, my shot goes up, but the Colossus does arrive in time, and with that, Colossus should be able to defend. At the same time, oh good, Astrea has to calm down. Oh, he's overextending. Yeah, Astrea getting too excited, bleeding out most of his army. 15 probes go down. That is far too much damage. That should not have happened. The drop is still wreaking havoc. Oh my god. And Astrea, he's falling apart here. Losing an entire mineral line, losing a Colossus as well. To a double drop. That's insane. And again, Astrea was distracted, and now Cure, he's stabilizing. I say stabilizing, Cure's ahead. Cure now takes the lead. He has a greater economy. He's up in workers plus mules. He's even on bases. The 4th base is not up and running for Astrea. Zealot jump towards the natural. Oh, Prism goes down. And Cure is looking solid. Cure, he's looking solid here. And it will soon move out, and Astrea's in a lot of trouble. We'll see if he can somehow hold on and somehow survive. He was looking good up until a certain point, up until the double drop, to be honest. That double drop was crazy. It got a mineral line and a Colossus. Like, that was insane. It should not have happened. Now EMPs are popping off. Ooh, the Stalkers, they just can't hold their own. Not against this kind of army. No charge ults either. Colossus taking a lot of hits. And Cure can just stim in. At this point, he can just stim and win. As he overwhelms the Protoss army, GG gets called, and Cure ties up the series 1-1. GG. Does have the series 1-1. Again, Astrea, he was looking quite solid. He was able to keep up for the most part with Cure there. Was keeping up, was able to keep up with the movements, with the drop play, with the initial pushes as well. Able to harass with the DTs, and honestly pretty good harass as well. But it honestly did come down to that double drop. It was just far too much damage. Astrea, he did not give enough attention to that drop. He lost, it wasn't just 15 workers and a Colossus, it was 15 workers, a Colossus, and I want to say 5 Stalkers as well. Regarding Serral practicing for BlizzCon. I think he was practicing for BlizzCon. And if you remember at the time, Serral, he was playing against, I want to say like 4 or 5 players at once, Archon mode. It was like 4 or 5 Terrans versus Serral. And memes were made, and I want to say, I think it was Rifkin from Base Trade TV. He made... Yeah, Serral did it first. I know that Raynor, he did it recently as well. I think Raynor's was more public because I believe it was posted to YouTube. Oh, but we're jumping into game 2. Jumping into game 2 and spawning, sorry, into the ace match and spawning in the top right hand corner, we have Cure for Team Liquid, and in the bottom left, we have Astrea, the American Protoss. Let's go. Let us go. It all ends here. It all ends on Amygdala. It's been an intense series so far, very back and forth. And we'll see how this story ends. I found it. We'll watch it later. We'll watch it later. It's gonna get us copyright striked. But yes, it was Serral's practice for BlizzCon 2018. Beautiful, beautiful. If you're in the chat, I'll link it. I'll link it in Twitch chat, and I'll link it in YouTube chat as well, so you guys can watch it in your free time. But yeah, that was back in 2018. But now we're going to be settling in. We do have once again Cure going for a single gas opener. So he's going for a Rax Expand. Economic start here by Cure once again, 2 games in a row. And meanwhile, Astrea just setting up back at home, going for a Gate Expand into Cybercore. Standard opener out of Astrea, economic opener out of Cure. This time we have our CC on the low ground. Jesus, that was 6 years ago. Crazy, crazy. It was it was Lambo, Laser, and Bjotr, and Spirit. Beautiful. For now, though, we have our take of choice. Going to be a Twilight Council opener for Astrea. Twilight Council into Blink, I would imagine. And we'll see how many gateways Astrea throws down. Does he go 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or 4-gate Blink Stalker? What's it going to be? As once again, Astrea setting up for his probe, potentially setting up a proxy pylon and a proxy gateway across the map once again. Now is settling in. Likewise, this time Cure going for a 1-1-1. Remember last game, he did go for an earlier second Rax into a more dedicated stim timing, and there is that dedicated proxy pylon into, I would imagine, a proxy gateway. Okay, so Astrea, he does have a reinforcement point across the map. With that, he can warp in, he can harass, he can reinforce on the front lines, and try to pull Cure apart. Ooh, the Hellion will scout though. Yeah, nicely done here. Cure, he does scout, does confirm the pylon, and he will shut it down. And this time, Cure, he is aware. Again, on Amygdala, there's less locations to really hide things like this. Just because so much of the map is cut off by rooks, there's that much less room to really scout, and with that, Kira's aware. Astrea trying to maintain this position. The probe went down, which means no gateway. And here comes that mine drop. Oh my god, this time a much more dedicated drop. 4 Widow Mines. 4 Widow Mines moving out. Making their way towards the main. Astrea trying to keep up. Third base has been placed. I believe Astrea has a 3-gate setup. And it's going to be a double-pronged attack here. It's going to be a mine drop towards the main and Hellions towards the natural. And we'll see if Astrea can keep up. So far, 2, 3 Widow Mines here in the main base. 4 Widow Mines even. Ooh, mine shots going up. Getting 4 probe kills. Hellions, they bust his natural. They're lining up. And workers are lining up. Going to be 8 probe kills already. The retarget, no! Does retarget 11 probes. 11 workers go down. The Hellions still wreaking havoc, getting another probe and another. And Astrea is across the map. He's losing everything. He's losing everything back at home. 16 probe kills. That's an entire mineral line. Mineral line worth of workers go down, and Astrea, he's committed. He has to get damage done. He dives into the main base. He gets a couple of SCVs, delays some of the production. This is good, but he needs more. He needs so much more damage. The pressure is on. He's gonna get what 4, 5, 6, 7 SCVs. That's okay damage. He gets a marine towards the end, rotates over towards the low ground. Meanwhile, Mindrill comes back into the main. Oh. Nice round here by Astrea. Does focus down the bunker, gets the Raven as well. Very nice damage. He does commit, does reinforce. Getting 12 SCVs, getting him to 14. Okay, we're doing well. 14 SCV kills, almost an equivalent amount of damage. Another hallucination across the map to blink into the main. Meanwhile, Curie still has that 1 Widow Mine, still has yet to deploy. Has yet to commit. Oh, does focus on it. And the medevac does, sorry, the Widow Mine does burrow, I believe. Off stream, off cans. I believe Astrea did clean it up. Meanwhile, he dives into the main. There's only 1 tank on the low ground. And Curie is being pulled apart. Another tank does barely pop in time. Ooh, massive tank volley goes off. Takes down 2 stalkers. And Curie defense. Oh, I said that. Spoke too soon here. Medevac goes down. Astrea does snipe one of the depots. Ooh, takes another tank shot to the face. We'll lose another stalker. Astrea going to be rotating. The game is getting scrappy. I'd say it's getting intense. Astrea picking up another depot. Again, it is so imperative here that Astrea, he finds this damage. A couple of SCVs here and there, a couple of depots. Gets another SCV, takes down the gas geyser. And from here he can blink away. Getting another gas as well. Very nice damage. Barely does not get it though. Gas geyser does survive. Astrea reinforcing once again. The tank should zone him away. And Astrea, similarly to game number 2, we have Astrea going into charge before splash damage. Going to charge lots. And we saw that, I mean, this can be a good way to get into the mid game, but it can be outscaled over time, especially if you delay your splash damage a little bit too long. Once again, Astrea dives in. He wants that gas. This time he gets it. Takes down the second gas geyser. 2 more SCVs. Astrea blinks away. Cure, he does slip out with a drop, but there are some Zelts back at him to defend, thankfully. Charge is not yet done, though. We'll see if Astrea can hold his own. The drop gets spotted. Astrea responding with his army. This drop does head into the main. Getting knocked down. So chat, this is Max. I thought all was meant to win with 4-gate blink. This is not traditional 4-gate blink. This is all done without a robo. The robo just finished. 4-gate blink typically has like a prism to reinforce across the map. This was without a robo. With relying on a proxy pylon without a gateway. Crazy. As Cure, he does slip in towards the third. Gets behind the mineral line. So far, the shield battery is holding his own. We do have enough time for an extra warp in. There's the NG overcharge. Medevac goes down. Nice target firing though out of Curie. He does get 3. He does get almost 4 probes. Oh, not quite though. And now Astrea, he has momentum. Shuts down the drop. He can focus on his push. Focus on his attack. He spots the army. Ideally, Astrea wants to catch this on siege. Or catch Cure out on the map. So he does have eyes on the move outs. As Cure moves out, Astrea is moving in. And Cure, does he commit to the base trade again like game 1? Or does he race back home? Astrea catching reinforcements. Cure turns back around. As Zealots peel off into the mineral line. They get a very nice positional play here. SCVs are falling. And Astrea, he's only losing he's only losing Zealots. Only minerals here. As he gets 11 SCV kills. Astrea backs up. He delays the move out, delays the push, gets a mineral line, 15 workers, and he recalls back home. He recalls all the way back home. He's getting ready for the push. At the same time, another Zealot run by. Baits at the Widow Mine. And Cure this time does not turn back around. He commits. Cure, he commits. He gets spotted by the Zelnaga. Astrea's getting ready. He has a Colossus. He's ready for this. And can catch the army unsieged. It's tempting. Is tempting, coming in for a surround. Oh, not the most well-timed though. Trying to set them us. Trying to set this up, and he commits. He blinks in. He takes out the tanks. He completely shuts us down. And Cure's in trouble. Losing all the tanks. Medevac's being targeted down as well. Nice snipes here from Astrea. Focuses down every single Medevac. One Medevac survives. And Curie's racing back home. Astrea just pulling him apart left and right. Again, honestly, a lot of this comes down to the positional play, comes down to the map vision, to the observer, the MVP observer seeing everything when it comes to the army movements. You can see there the observer pointing out. The observer here outside of the natural. The observer saw the observer. There we go. But that one observer, the actual MVP here, giving Astrea so much information when it comes to the movement of Cure. And he's setting up for another run by. Another run by towards the natural. Cure, he gets shut down. He's stuck at home. Astrea taking another expansion, getting a 5th. Double forge, double upgrades. Second robo as well. That should be for disruptors. And Astrea will soon max out. He will soon max. And Cure's not ready. Oh, he bleeds out 2 Marauders. That was not intentional. Miss rally there at a Cure. An expensive miss rally. And Astrea's in the driver's seat. Like, he's looking very comfortable. Astrea, he's now max. He's up 60. Oh, he's about to be up 60 supply. That's crazy. And without any SimCity here, it's going to be a tough hold for Cure. He has a nice spread, that is true, but no bunkers, no depots. Astrea can't collapse on this. And Astrea, he's looking to trade. He's just looking to trade out. We'll take a mine shot to the... Doesn't quite even take the mine shot to the face. Zealots catch reinforcements. Colossus moving in. And Astrea and Curie just being forced further and further back. Being pinned against the wall. And what can Cure do? He has to pull the boys. Boys are being pulled to defend the natural. Likewise here at the third base. Cure, he's having trouble as well. He's just being overwhelmed. Yeah, at this point, Curie just can't really hold his own. Nova goes off. Massive connection. And GG gets called. The writing was on the wall. And Astrea will take the series at 2-1. Will take down Cure and Shin. Looking cool. Securing himself almost. GG. GG, papi. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. Astrea, he almost 2-0'd Cure as well. As a reminder, if you missed out on game number 2, Astrea was looking so good, so on fire. It was a cascading moment of just unfortunate events in game 2 for Astrea, where the drop came in. Astrea, he lost all of his stalkers, he lost 15 probes, lost a Colossus. It was just a brutal moment. It was just one wrong moment for Astrea in game 2, where everything just went south. But then took a breath, he took a moment, he was able to calm things down, settle into game 3 here, and we saw the Astrea that we know and love. I say that even here though, in game 3, it was actually very it almost felt quite desperate for Astrea. Remember, Cure, he popped off. He killed 16 probes. He killed 16 workers with his drop play, with his Hellion Harass and Wouldn't Mind dropping to the main, which was a very good start for Cure. And Astrea, he was almost all in at that moment. Remember, there was so much pressure on Astrea to counterattack. He killed, what was it, 14 SCVs? He killed 14 SCVs, 2 depots. He was able to delay some of the production. He was able to pick off some more key units as well. He picked off the Raven, if you remember. He picked off a bunker. There was just so much desperation there for Astrea. But he did it. He pulled it off. He got the damage that he needed to be able to stabilize and get ahead. Or stabilize and get back into the game itself. So that was just a really intense moment here in the Ace match, where things were looking dire for Astrea, but mate, he popped off. He popped off, Pappy. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Astrea for taking the series. And does this secure Astrea out of the group? That's a good question. Now, Astrea still has to play against Serral, and I'm sure we're about to see tomorrow's matches here, but as a reminder, this is a round-robin group stage, so we still have to see Serral versus Shin, Serral versus Astrea. You can see here the current standings. Astrea #1. Astrea placed at #1 with 0 losses. Serral just behind him, followed by Shin, followed by Cure as well. Now, I'm sure if we look at the math, I'm sure there is a way that maybe Astrea does not make it out of the group, bearing in mind that Shin has only played 1 series and Serral has only played 1 series, so they still have potential here, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If it does come down to a tie-breaker, bearing in mind that Astrea has already taken down Shin, in the head-to-head, so it'll come down to, we'll get to the math if we have to, but that might be a factor. That might be a deciding factor. As these are tomorrow's matches. We'll zoom in. Tomorrow's matches: Astrea versus Serral, Serral versus Shin, and Shin versus Cure. 3 matches remaining here tomorrow. Astrea is looking poised to make it out, but technically there are ways for that to be denied, especially if Serral and Shin pop off. Cure with 2 losses will have a hard time making it out of the group, is what I will say. It might be impossible for Cure just because of the really rough start, but we'll confirm tomorrow. We will confirm tomorrow. Here we go. Just catching up. As it looks like with that, we're going to be wrapping up here tonight. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here tonight. Again, only 3 best of 3s, and if you want to tune into the remainder, to the finale of Group A, that's going to be tomorrow. Now, when it comes to Master Coliseum, again, this is a 2-month event. This week is Group A, next week, Group B, week after that, Group C, week after that, Group D, and the playoff bracket does begin on the 10th of January. So January is when the playoffs are upon us. In the lead up to that, we have, of course, the entirety of the group stage. So a very intense tournament, very intense bracket. Part of me, I'll be honest, part of me wishes that these were best of 5s, especially considering that we're only casting 3 matches. I would love to see some best of 5s here, but you know, the format is what it is, and it is going to be best of 3s initially here for the group stage at least. The playoff bracket, that's when the longer series begin. That's when we have your best of 5s, your best of 7s. That's when things will be getting much more intense as the tournament does progress. So bear that in mind. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. If you want to tune in to the next broadcast here on the CranKy Ducklings, that is going to be tomorrow at the same time. Tomorrow, same time, same place. That is going to be day 2 of Group A. And the day after that, same time, same place. That's going to be Wardy TV Monday. The Wardy TV Monday here is going to be on Monday, of course. And the finale of Group A is going to be on Sunday. It's going to be a very intense night or week of StarCraft, actually. We have Pegasaur Monday, Sparkling Tuna Cup, Tenacious Total Tussle, Pondcast, Code for Giants Cup, SDO, our Lima League as well. Fire Grow Cup starts next week. It's a lot of StarCraft. It's gonna be a lot of StarCraft, Happy. We'll do our best. We'll do our best to maintain our sanity towards the end of the year. We'll do our best, Happy. Do our best. When it comes to days off, we will be having potentially 2 days off this month. That is going to be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'm going to be spending time with the family. I'm going to be going to visit the rest of my extended family, direct family. My sister, my nephew as well. I'm going to be spending the holidays with them in a very rural area. Now, I'm actually quite tempted to try to like cast ahead of time and like even though I won't be live to have like a replay cast or replay broadcast of of like another event and just record it ahead of time and then just have it like scheduled to play on the 24th and 25th. I'm tempted, but we'll see. It comes down to how much free time I have, if I can try to pull that off. No. Oh no, rest would be nice though. Like I didn't, you know, it's not the worst thing to have some days off. We don't have to cast every day. Regardless, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the finale of Group A. See you then.
I don't think Cyril has any chance to save this one, but he continues.
He gets killed coming back, and Bunny just doesn't seem to have the numbers.
Didn't even notice the Liberator in the main base, I think. So many probes are going down right now.
Oh my god, they're trying to get back, but they can't, and so many are picked up.
A big clump here from Kiri. Tries to split everything up.
Giant force of Fadelings rolling in and clearing the hell. That's massive. Clump!
Mario is once again.
Has done it.
Cyril did it all, and he is a well-deserving champion.